Welcome back to Tungal College online classes. Hello students, how are you all? In last class you learned equilibrium constant from Nernst equation and electrochemical cell and Gibbs energy of reaction. The today's topic is conductance of electrolytic solution. Before going to learn conductance of electrolytic solution, we need to understand some basic terms. They are, the first one is resistance. The first one is resistance. The second one is resistivity. Resistivity. The third one is conductance. Conductance. The fourth one is conductivity. Conductivity. Fifth one is electronic conductance. Electronic conductance. The sixth one is electrolytic conductance. Electrolytic conductance. So before going to learn conductance of electrolytic solution, we need to understand these basic terms. So they are resistance, the second one is resistivity, third one is conductance, fourth one is conductivity, fifth one is electronic conductance, and the sixth one is electrolytic conductance. Now let us discuss one by one in detail. Next, resistance. Resistance is denoted by letter R. Resistance is defined as the hindrance to flow of current in a conductor is called as a resistance. The resistance is defined as the hindrance to flow of current in a conductor is called as a resistance. Resistance is a measure of opposition to the current flow. Resistance is a measure of opposition to the current flow in a conductor. What is the meaning? My point is, so I took here is conductor. To this conductor I am applying a potential difference. That means I am connecting negative terminal and this is the positive terminal. So I applied the potential difference to this conductor. Whenever the potential difference is applied to the conductor, the current flow in this conductor. So to this current flow there is a hindrance. Hindrance to current flow we have to call it as a resistance. Hindrance to current flow is called as a resistance. Let us write the definition. The hindrance to flow of current. Hindrance to flow of current in a conductor is called resistance. Is called resistance. Or we can take resistance is a measure of opposition to current flow. Opposition to current flow in a conductor. Current flow in a conductor. And the resistance is directly proportional to the length of this conductor. So resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area of cross section A. So resistance is directly proportional to length of that conductor and inversely proportional to area of cross section. So remove the proportionality by keeping constant rho. So here rho is the proportionality constant taking. This is called as resistivity. R is equal to rho into L by A. R is equal to rho into L by A. So this is the formula for resistance. And the units of resistance is ohm. Units. Resistance ohm. The unit of resistance is equal to ohm. So this is regarding resistance. Next we have resistivity. Resistivity. It is denoted by letter rho. Resistivity is denoted by letter rho. Resistivity is defined as the resistance of a conductor of 1 meter long and the area of cross section is 1 meter square is called as resistivity. Resistivity is defined as the resistance of a conductor of 1 meter long and the area of cross section is 1 meter square is called as resistivity. Write the definition of resistivity. The resistance of a conductor, the resistance of a conductor of 1 meter long and the area of cross section is 1 meter square is called resistivity. So take this formula. R directly proportional to L by A. So remove this proportionality by keeping constant rho. So R is equal to rho into L by A, isn't it? So we have to find out this rho. We have to take this out. Rho is equal to R into A by L. So this is the formula we need. So look at this formula. In this formula, the resistance of a conductor of 1 meter long. That means L is equal to 1 meter long, and the area of cross section is 1 meter square. That means A is equal to 1 meter square. So from this definition, resistance of a conductor of 1 meter long, L is equal to 1 meter and the area of cross section is 1 meter square. A is equal to 1 meter square. Then resistivity is equal to resistance. Resistivity is equal to resistance. From the definition, the resistance of a conductor of 1 meter long and the area of cross section is 1 meter square is called as resistivity. Now units. So take this formula, rho is equal to R into A by L. So rho is equal to R into A by L. So here A is equal to meter square I am taking. Here A is meter square and L is will be taken as a meter, and R is equal to what the unit? R is equal to ohm. So here R is equal to ohm. Then rho is equal to, in the place of R we can write ohm. Unit of resistance is equal to ohm, and this is what? Meter square. A meaning is meter square. Then this will be meter. So meter cancel. Then rho is equal to ohm meter. Rho is equal to ohm meter. So this is the unit of resistivity. Resistance unit is ohm. Resistivity unit is ohm meter. Ohm meter is the unit of resistivity. This is resistivity. Next, conductance. It is denoted by letter G. Conductance is defined as the inverse of resistance is called as conductance. We can define the conductance in other way as the reciprocal of resistance is called as conductance. That is the definition. The inverse of resistance is called conductance. Or we can define in another way as the reciprocal of resistance. The reciprocal of resistance is called conductance. So what the formula for conductance is G is equal to the inverse of resistance, nothing but reciprocal of resistance. Nothing but we have to take is G is equal to 1 by R. So the inverse or the reciprocal of resistance is called as a conductance. G is equal to 1 by R. Units. G is equal to 1 by R. 1 by R in the sense what we can write is that is equal to 1 by unit of resistance is what? Ohm. So 1 by ohm, that is equal to ohm inverse. The units of conductance is equal to ohm inverse. And another unit we have for the conductance, G is equal to Siemens. Or another unit we have is that is mho. So we can use ohm inverse or Siemens or mho. So these are the units of conductance. This is a conductance. Conductance is nothing but a reciprocal of resistance or inverse of resistance is called as a conductance. This is conductance. Next, conductivity. Conductivity. It is denoted by letter K. It is denoted by letter K. The conductivity is defined as the inverse of resistivity is called as conductivity. The inverse of resistivity is called as conductivity. We can define the conductivity in another way as the reciprocal of resistivity is called as conductivity. That is the definition. The inverse of resistivity is called conductivity. Is called conductivity. We can define another way as the reciprocal or the reciprocal of resistivity. The reciprocal of resistivity is called conductivity. Is called conductivity. Let us write the formula. Conductivity is equal to K. K is equal to, we have like inverse of resistivity. Nothing but reciprocal of resistivity. Reciprocal in the sense we can take 1 by rho. So K is equal to 1 by rho. So this is the formula for conductivity. So we can define the conductivity in another way. The conductance of a conductor of 1 meter length and cross section area of cross section is 1 meter square is called conductivity. So let us the definition. Another definition. The conductance of a conductor. The conductance of a conductor of 1 meter length and the area of cross section. And the area of cross section is 1 meter square. And the area of cross section is 1 meter square is called conductivity. Is called conductivity. What is the meaning of this point is I am taking resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area of cross section. R is directly proportional to L by A. So remove this proportionality by keeping constant rho. R is equal to rho into L by A. R is equal to rho into L by A. So we want to take this rho. I am taking rho is equal to R into A by L. So rho is equal to R into A by L. So to differentiate it, this is L. Then I am rewriting this equation as 1 by rho. 1 by rho is equal to 1 by R into A by L, isn't it? Then this equation we can write as 1 by rho. So 1 by rho is equal to L by R into A. L by R into A. So 1 by rho is nothing but what we can take K. Then K is equal to this I am writing as 1 by R. K is equal to 1 by R into this one I am writing as L by A. then K is equal to, this 1 by R meaning is what? 1 by R is equal to nothing but G, nothing but conductance. So K is equal to G into, so here is a L we have to take as a, how much is given? 1, the conductance of conductor of 1 meter length, and the area of cross section is 1 meter square. So we will get K is equal to, here is L is equal to 1 meter and A is equal to 1 meter square. A is equal to 1 meter square. Then 1 by R is equal to, I already said 1 by R is equal to G. Substitute these, will get K is equal to, in the place of 1 by R we will get G. So K is equal to G. K is equal to G. So the conductance of a conductor of 1 meter length, and the area of cross section is 1 meter square. Then K is equal to G. This is another definition for conductivity. This is another definition for conductivity. Next, units. I am writing units here. Units of conductivity. So we can take the formula K is equal to 1 by rho. Here rho is the resistivity. The units of resistivity is ohm meter. Write it. K is equal to 1 by ohm meter. So K is equal to ohm inverse meter inverse. So this is the unit of conductivity. Conductivity unit is ohm inverse meter inverse. Even you can derive the units by taking this formula. K is equal to 1 by R into L by A. So look at here, K is equal to 1 by R into L by A. So 1 by R is nothing but what we can take, G is equal to 1 by R, substitute it. Then K is equal to G, in the place of 1 by R, G. So G into L by A, G into L by A. Then G, what is the units of G? G is equal to ohm inverse. This is ohm inverse. Ohm inverse. L is nothing but we can take as meter, and this is meter square. So area is meter square. So meter and square cancel. Then what we get is ohm inverse meter inverse. So K is equal to ohm inverse meter inverse. Same formula, ohm inverse meter inverse. And one more unit we have, ohm inverse nothing but we can take as Simon. So one more unit we will get is Simon meter inverse. So conductivity units we can take as Simon meter inverse or ohm inverse meter inverse. So this is regarding conductivity. Next, solids classified into 3 types on the basis of conductivity. Based on conductivity, solids classified into 3 types. The first one is conductors. The second one is insulators. Third one is semiconductors. This classification is based on the conductivity. That the magnitude of conductivity range. This value is 10 power minus 20. 10 power minus 20 to 10 power 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. So based on the magnitude of conductive ranging, the solids are classified into 3 types. They are conductors, insulators, and semiconductors. The first one, conductor. The conductor is defined as the solids with conductivity ranges between 10 power 4 to 10 power 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. The solids with conductivity ranging between 10 power 4 to 10 power 7 are called as conductors. At the definition, the solids with conductivities ranging between 10 power 4 to 10 power 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. Ohm inverse, meter inverse are called conductors. Are called conductors. This is the first one. The second one is insulator. The solids with conductivity is ranging between 10 power minus 20 to 10 power minus 10 ohm inverse, meter inverse. The solids with conductivity is ranging between 10 power minus 20 to 10 power minus 10, we have to call them as insulators. Write the statement for this case. The solids with conductivities ranging between 10 power minus 20 to 10 power minus 10 ohm inverse, meter inverse. Ohm inverse, meter inverse. I am writing here. Ohm inverse, meter inverse are called insulators. So this is insulators. Next, semiconductors. The solids with conductivity ranging between 10 power minus 6 to 10 power 4. Ohm inverse, meter inverse. The solids with conductivity ranging between 10 power minus 6 to 10 power 4 are called as semiconductors. Write the statement regarding it. The solids with conductivities ranging between 10 power minus 6 to 10 power 4 ohm inverse, meter inverse are called semiconductors. And in addition to these, the superconductors we have. The superconductors have infinite conductivity. Conductivity is infinite and zero resistivity. The solids with zero resistivity and infinite conductivity, such solids we have to call as superconductors. They are called as superconductors. Superconductor has zero resistivity and infinite conductivity. The solids with infinite conductivity we have to call as superconductors. So this is the classification of solids on the basis of conductivity ranging. That value is 10 power minus 20 to 10 power 7 ohm inverse, meter inverse. So this is the classification of solids on the basis of conductivity. Next, electronic conductance. Electronic conductance is defined as the substances in which the conductance is due to the movement of electrons is called as electronic conductance. It is also called as metallic conductance. What is the meaning of this statement? Let us understand by taking an example. I am taking a metallic rod. Imagine this is a metallic rod. It has free electrons. When potential difference is applied to this metallic rod, electrons flow from one end to another end. When the potential difference is applied to this metallic rod, these electrons flow from one end to another end. Here, the conductance of this substance is due to the movement of these electrons. The conductance is due to the movement of these electrons. So, such type of conductance we are calling as electronic conductance. The conductance is due to movement of electrons. Now let us write the definition of electronic conductance. The substance in which conductance is due to movement of electrons. Movement of electrons is called electronic conductance. is called electronic conductance or metallic conductance, called metallic conductance. The conductance, the electronic conductance or metallic conductance is depends upon the first one is nature and the structure of metal. The second one is it is depends upon the number of valence electrons per atom, and the electronic conductance depends upon temperature. The first one is it depends on the first one is nature and structure, nature and structure of metal, nature and structure of metal. The second one is it depends upon number of valence electrons per atom, number of valence electrons per atom. The third one is it depends upon temperature, depends upon temperature. So this is information regarding the electronic conductance. Next, electrolytic conductance. Electrolytic conductance is defined as the substances in which the conductance is due to the movement of ions is called as electrolytic conductance. It is also called as ionic conductance. It is also called as ionic conductance. What is the meaning of this statement is I am taking water. In this water, I am dissolving, imagine sodium chloride. I am adding sodium chloride. Whenever the sodium chloride is added to this water, the sodium chloride will split into Na plus ions as well as Cl minus ions. So you will get Na plus as well as Cl minus. So the conductance of this solution, is because of movement of ions. Conductance is because of movement of ions. Such conductance we are calling as electrolytic conductance, are also called as ionic conductance. Conductance because of ions, so we are calling as ionic conductance. That is the definition. The substance in which conductance is due to movement of ions. Movement of ions is called electrolytic conductance or ionic conductance. Ionic conductance. We can define electrolytic conductance in other way as the conductance of electricity by ions present in the solution. The conductance of electricity by ions present in the solution is called as electrolytic conductance. The conductance of electricity. The conductance of electricity by ions present in the solution. Is called electrolytic conductance. Electrolytic conductance are also called as ionic conductance. So why do we calling it as ionic conductance? Because the conductance is because of movement of ions present in the solution. So the conductance is because of movement of ions present in solution, so that we are calling it as ionic conductance. The conductivity of electrolytic solution or ionic solution depends upon the factors like the first one is nature of electrolyte added. So what is the electrolyte we are adding? That will decide the conductivity of electrolytic solution. So the point is conductivity of electrolytic solution depends on depends on. So the conductivity of electrolytic solution or ionic solution depends upon the first one, nature of electrolyte added. So what is the nature of electrolyte added? That will decide the conductivity of electrolytic solution. The second one is size of ions produced. Here cation, anion produced. What is the size of ions produced and their solvation also influence the conductivity of electrolytic solution. Then size of ions produced and their solvation. Size of ions produced and their solvation. The third factor is nature of solvent and its viscosity. Nature of solvent and its viscosity. Nature of solvent and its viscosity. And the fourth one is concentration of electrolyte. Concentration of electrolyte. So what is electrolyte is there, that what is the concentration of electrolyte, that concentration of electrolyte will decide conductivity of electrolytic solution. And the next one is, last one is temperature. So these are the factors influence the conductivity of electrolytic solution. Conductivity of electrolytic solution. This is electrolytic conductance. Electrolytic conductance meaning is the substances in which conductance is due to the movement of ions. The movement of ions will decide the conductance. So the movement of ions which is responsible for the conductance of this solution. This is also called as ionic conductance because the movement of ions is responsible for the conductivity of this solution. The conductivity of this electrolytic solution depends upon nature of electrolyte added. What is electrolyte adding, that will decide the conductivity of this solution. And one more thing is the size of ion produced. What is the size of cation, what is the size of ion produced? The size of ions also will influence the conductivity of this electrolytic solution or ionic solution. And their solvation. And next one is nature of solvent. Nature of solvent and its viscosity will influence the conductivity of this electrolytic solution. And the next one is concentration of electrolyte. What is electrolyte concentration? Adding that concentration and temperature will influence the will influence the conductivity of these electrolytic or ionic solution. This is electrolytic conductance. Next, measurement of conductivity of ionic solution. Nothing but ionic conductance or electrolytic conductance. Ionic conductance is defined as the conductance of electricity by ions present in the solution is called as ionic conductance. What is my point? Meaning is I am taking a vessel and then I am filling with water. To this water I am adding an electrolyte. Example, I am taking sodium chloride. Electrolyte is added to this water. Whenever the electrolyte is added to the water, it will dissociate into Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. It will give positive ions as well as negative ions. It will give ions. The conductance of electricity is due to the ions present. The conductance of electricity by ions present in the solution is called as electrolytic conductance or ionic conductance. So we have to find out the conductivity of this solution. We have to use the formula K is equal to 1 by R into L by A. So this is the formula we have to use to find out the conductivity of this solution. To find the conductivity of this solution, we have to use the formula K is equal to 1 by R into L by A. Then if you want to find out the K value, we must know the resistance of this solution. If you want to find out the conductivity, we must know the resistance of this solution. So the direct measurement of resistance solution creates two problems. The first problem is When direct passing of electric current into the solution, it may change the composition of this substance. Direct passing of current into the solution, it may change the composition of the substances. So if you want to calculate K, we must find out the resistance of the solution. To find the resistance, if we pass the current, that may change the composition of the substances. Otherwise, if you want to find the resistance by using Wheatstone bridge, if you want to connect it, it is a solution. So Wheatstone bridge, it is a metallic wire. We cannot connect the solution through this metallic wire. So the direct connectivity of the solution to the Wheatstone bridge is not possible. So to find out the resistance of a solution, we have to use a specially designed cell is called as a conductivity cell. So if you know the conductivity of, if you know the resistance of the solution, then only we are able to find out a K value. So to find this resistance, so we are using specially designed cell, we have to call as a conductivity cell. This conductivity cell consists of 2 platinum electrodes coated with platinum black. Conductivity cell consists of platinum electrodes coated with platinum black, and the area of cross section of electrode is A, and the distance between the 2 electrodes will be taken as distance from here to here. The distance is L, the length is L. The area of cross section is A. The area of cross section of electrodes is A, and the distance between the 2 electrodes is L. The solution placed between the solution placed between the 2 electrodes. The solution placed between the 2 electrodes is a column of length L, and the area of cross section is A. To find the resistance of a column of solution, we will use the formula R directly proportional to L by A. R directly proportional to L by A. Then R is equal to rho into L by A. R is equal to rho into L by A. Then here L by A is called as a cell constant. L by A is called as a cell constant, very important term. L by A is called as a cell constant. How do we define this one? Is the quantity L by A is called cell constant. This is the statement for a cell constant. The quantity L by A is called as a cell constant. So L by A is a cell constant. From this equation, R is equal to rho is nothing but we can write as a 1 by K. Rho is equal to 1 by K. We know the formula, K is equal to 1 by rho. 1 by rho. So rho is equal to we can write as 1 by K. Then rho is equal to 1 by K into L by A. So L by A is equal to cell constant. It is taken as the cell constant is taken as G star. G star nothing but cell constant. Nothing but a cell constant. In the place of L by A, we can substitute G star. Then R into 1 by K. R is equal to 1 by K into G star. G star is nothing but what? A cell constant. The value is nothing but L by A cell constant. Then G star, cell constant is equal to R into K. G star is equal to R into K. Once cell constant is determined, we have to use it for the determining of resistance. The resistance is determined by using a Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge consists of 2 resistance, R4 and R3. Wheatstone bridge consists of 2 resistance, R4 and R3. It consists of 2 resistance. They are R3 and R4. So it is one resistant, this is another resistant. It consists of 2 resistance, R3 and R4. And it consists of variable resistance R1. Variable resistance R1. So R1 is the variable resistance, and it has a unknown resistance of a conductivity cell. It consists of unknown resistance of a conductivity cell. We have to find out this resistance of this conductivity cell. So what we have to do is we have to connect this one to the Wheatstone bridge. This is the connecting wire. So this wire we have to connect it to the Wheatstone bridge here. So this R2 is the resistance of conductivity cell. So we are finding the resistance of solution by using a conductivity cell. This conductivity cell, these platinum electrodes, we have to connect it to the Wheatstone bridge. So here R2 is the resistance of unknown resistance of conductivity cell. Unknown resistance of conductivity cell. Unknown resistance of conductivity cell is equal to R2. So we have to find out R2. When the no current is passed in the Wheatstone, when the bridge is in balanced position, no current is passed. In such case, we will use the formula R2 is equal to R1 R4 by R3. So by using this formula, we are able to find out. Unknown resistance R2. We are able to find out the unknown resistance R2. So once unknown resistance is determined, then by using this value, we are able to find out cell constant. What is the formula we have? So cell constant K is G star is equal to R into K. This R is nothing but R2 we are taking here. So this is unknown resistance we are finding by using Wheatstone bridge. So once unknown resistance is determined, we are able to find out conductivity. Conductivity is equal to G star by R. So by using this formula, we are able to find out conductivity of this solution. This is measurement of conductivity of ionic solution. So ionic solution direct conductivity is not possible to measure. So that we are using a conductivity cell and a Wheatstone bridge. This is a measurement of conductivity of ionic solution.